Thanks for tuning in to Parlay Fantasy Football. This is the Week 14 NFL and college football betting picks with obviously your experts, Shane and Jason here on the mic today. Let's get right into it. If I can hit the button. Whoopsies.
Do you like fantasy football and sports betting? Come join us here at the Parlay Fantasy Football Podcast, where hosts Matt, Shane, and Jason talk about fantasy players, lineups, and sports betting to help you compete and win championships. And of course, some extra cash. Let's jump right into the show.
Welcome back to the Parlay Fantasy Football Podcast. Jason, it is great to be back. We had, Thanksgiving vibes. I felt like it was a very fat weekend of, maybe sleepy games. But I have good news. It is a new week, and that means new action. I think we just get right into it, Jason. I know you are rip-roaring and ready to go. Tell me exactly who you're betting on this week.
Shane, real quick, on Turkey Day, if you would have just hit a dog parlay and bet on all the dogs' money line, you would have won a fat stack of money. So if any of y'all did that, please shoot us over your betting slip. That would have been amazing to see, honestly. We had a lot of dogs win last week, Shane, which is kind of weird to see, especially this late in the season when we know kind of what we're getting with football teams. But with my picks, I think I'm going to run it back with a lot of the same teams I gave out last week, Shane. I'm going to run it back with starting with the Jets at plus 2.5 at home against the Miami Dolphins. I love this game, and I love Tua playing in cold weather. We talked about this earlier. It should be a nicer day in New Jersey, which is kind of weird that they play there. But anything below 40, I'm going to bet against Tua. No questions asked. I don't care how well they're playing. Give me the Jets. They're targeting Adonai Mitchell, which I think he had 12 targets last week in the game. Love it. Give me the Jets at plus 2.5 this week in colder weather versus the Dolphins. I don't care that they're hot. Next game, I'm going to go with the rejuvenated Cincinnati Bengals against what I think is an overrated Buffalo Bills team. They are on the road. Yeah, they're on the road against the Bills. They're getting 5.5 points. Give me the 5.5. I don't care. That defense is playing better. The Bengals look like a better team, and they got the juice now that Burrow's back. Burrow is their top dog. I don't care that Higgins isn't playing. Chase is going to get his, and he's going to spread the ball around. I don't think that pass rush for the Bills is good enough to get to him. Give me the Bengals at plus
Wait.
5.5.
You don't think that 37-year-old Von Miller is the answer to the Bills' prayers? Or
Yeah.
32-year-old Brandon Cooks? You don't think that that's going to solve everything, Jason? Come on.
Yeah.
Live a little.
Well-
Have a little Christmas spirit, okay?
Well, and Allen doesn't look himself at all, which is weird to see. I mean, yeah, they did kind of blow out the Steelers last week, but they scored all their points late, and I think it was garbage time points. It was a close game at half, so I don't think Allen will score enough in this game. So I think they can't hang with the Bills. Give me 5.5 there. I think I think the Bengals could even possibly pull out the dub in this. Last game, my lock of the week, Shane. Give me the boys. Give me the boys at I'm seeing +3 right now
Mhm.
against a spiraling Detroit Lions team without Amal Ra. I don't think he practiced today. Laporta's out, so I don't think that they can do enough. And I love the D line for the Cowboys, how they invested in it. If you can get pressure up the middle on Golf, we know he can't get out of the pocket and scramble. So I think the boys will put up some points this week. I even like sprinkling the over. I think this is the highest total game this week at 54.5, which is kind of gross. But if you think about it, each team has had a full week to prepare. They played last Thursday, so it's a full week preparation each team is getting. Boys +3.5, they keep the ball rolling.
Yeah, it's a mixed match. It's a mixed match of the Turkey Day games. And
Mhm.
Jamie, thanks for joining us, buddy. We're sorry that we go live when you go live. We'll try to be better next time. We promise. This was from the chat. Speaking of from the chat, we got to take a little pause and do some housekeeping. Use Parlay FF for 15% off of your subscription at fantasy6pack.net. So make sure to go check us out there. That's where all of our bets are found. Again, you can check out the full episodes on YouTube if you want to watch us and see our beautiful faces. Jason's pretty face is way better than mine today. I look very pale. I need to get some rays. That's the key. Speaking of rays, watch out for those hot deals because it is hot fire. It's not just our picks. It's everyone's picks from Fantasy Six Pack. And if you're into fantasy sports, it is an absolute bargain. So go ahead and head there and check it out. Now, without further ado, Jason, are we ready to get into my picks?
Let's hear them.
All right. We have the easy, the squeezy, the 6-point teasy, baby. And that is Buccaneers to -2.5 and the Rams to -2.5. It's a Wong teaser. And let me tell you this, it's a bounce back spot for the Rams. The Rams got fairly unlucky last week. Let's just call it how it is. The Panthers are not that great of a team, but the Rams kind of came out flat and got punched in the face. This is a bounce back spot against the divisional rival. Chance to put them on their booty. I expect the Rams to do so. And the Buccaneers get the most chalky of chalky picks against the Saints here. This 8.5 line that they gave the Bucs against the Saints is booty. It's booty. I don't like it. There's something smelly and fishy about it. I'll just take the teaser. I'm taking it down. I don't care. They're going to win by at least a field goal. Now for straight plays, I have a doozy. And you're going to have to lock in with me. Are you ready, Jason? Can we get
Let's hear it.
I am taking the Raiders plus 7.5. It is currently -105. And here's the logic. Let me cook. Bo Nix, as a favorite, is 2-8 ATS this year. The public is also backing him with currently 78% of the bets. That means I get to fade the public and I get to fade Bo Nix as a favorite. That's a smash spot for me. Add in the fact that they are road favorites in a divisional game by more than a touchdown. That is cooking with fire. I don't care how much I wish the Raiders would fire Pete Carroll. This is a spot that you play the shitty quarterback and the shitty team, and they probably cover. You can push your luck and hope that you get the 8.5 number. It seems the line may be moving that way, but I'm locking in the 7.5 here because the value with the odds is moving my way. I think that they can cover 7.5. I don't think that the Denver Broncos team is that much better than this Raiders team, despite the large discrepancy in overall record. Let that be known. The Denver Broncos are the second luckiest team in the NFL. Jason and I were just going over this earlier before we got on. And then let me go ahead and give you my last pick, and then we'll launch right into Matt's picks, Jason. I am locking the Eagles -2.5 at -120 versus the Chargers. Look, I think the Chargers are for real. However, you're getting the Eagles in an incredibly good spot versus a Chargers team that is still incredibly injured. I know that they probably get Omarion Hampton back, and that's a bonus. But is he that much of an upgrade to Kamani Vidal at this point, based off of what we've seen body of work-wise? I don't know. And he's going to be still not 100%, especially against this Eagles run defense. I don't think that's a huge boost. The Chargers offensive line's going to struggle. The Chargers defense is, I think, a little overrated, and I think the Eagles offense is a little underrated. They're going to have all the motivation. They're going to want to put up or shut up this week. This is a spot to back them and to get them under a field goal. Money.
Yeah, I agree with that. Honestly, it's like a get right week for them. Offensive coordinator got a wake up call by getting his house egged. So I think they get right, and 2.5, you're taking the hook right there. I don't think you can bet on the Chargers this week.
No, unfortunately not. Speaking of shitty things to do, Browns or Titans, Jason. That is what Jamie is asking us to pick. Look, if you if you put a gun to my head, Jamie, I'm going to pick the bullet. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to pick the Browns, I think. I think I have to pick Shedeur and the Browns. I would love to see Cam Ward outduel him. I want this to be a high-scoring game somehow, and I want to see Cam just throw up numbers. I know it's not going to happen. The Titans' offensive line is atrocious, but it'd be cool.
I really want to say Titans money line in this game just for the value, but at the same time, it's 3.5. I don't think anybody can block Myles Garrett.
Yeah, 4.5, and well, at least that's where I saw it. It was 4.5.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think the Titans can block Myles Garrett, so I would roll with the Browns and just hope and pray and don't watch the game.
Here's the bet for that game. Myles Garrett over 3 sacks. Print money, repeat.
Yeah. 100%.
All right, let's get right into Matty Ice's picks. He couldn't be here with us for this, but he is here with us in spirit. And in spirit, we shall say, I'll say my favorite first. How about that, Jason?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not the Homer one, which, kind of gives a tell. But it's Colts minus 1.5. I think that is a serious value play against the Jaguars. I really, we've preached here on the show that the Jags are a vastly overrated team, and we expect them to fall down to grace here shortly. This is a great spot to do it. The Colts have a fantastic spot to bounce back and put up a number in a crooked fashion here off of 2 tough weeks for them. The Green Bay Packers at minus 6.5 versus the Chicago Bears at home. And Matt, I can't wait to hear your thesis on this because I actually would be considering to go the opposite way. However, let me tell you, Matt has been hot, and I will not fade him on the spot. Go read his synopsis later on. The Kansas City Chiefs minus 3.5 is the pick I alluded to off the rip. Jason, I'm not going to say what I think I'm going to say or what you think I'm going to say. I'm going to say, home of the Chiefs. You're playing at Arrowhead. It's not a bad spot to back Patty at home ever. It's never a bad spot to back Patty. It's going to be a fantastic game. The total in that game is 41.5. So if you fall asleep in the second quarter, you may have seen most of the points scored.
Right. Yeah, I don't hate it. I think my Texans might struggle to put up points on the road, so it's probably just going to be a defensive ball game, and we'll see how Patty can get right.
Yeah, we'll see if Harrison Butker can maybe kick the Chiefs to a win. Matt would need 2 of those in order for him to cover his line. Matt just texted us and said he does not have a lock of the week because he likes all of them. So, you know what? Take that with what it is. He's saying all of them are locked. Now, for college football, Jason, let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
He's fading my guys from last week, man. I gave out North Texas last week. If you guys didn't tune in, it's fine. I understand. However, I gave out North Texas. They covered with ease against Temple. Matt is fading them this week. He is taking Tulane at plus 2.5 versus North Texas. My guy, that hurts my feelings a little bit, but I totally understand because this Tulane team is no joke, and the Green Wave, I think, comes and crushes North Texas' spirit just a little bit. Now, Texas Tech versus BYU. You know what he said? He texted us and he said, Jason, Shane, give me the points. I'm taking over 49.5. This BYU team only knows how to play the game of football one way, and that is straight to the end zone on both directions. They said defense, touchdowns, offense, touchdowns, and Tech is not a stranger to putting up a lopsided score, expected to be a very interesting, high-paced game. Maybe not by college standards, but these teams are much more close to professional than some of the other matchups that you might see. Also, it's a hard fought Big 12 championship. So cool thing to happen there. Last but not least, you know that Matt had to do it. He did it. He had to. Ohio State versus Indiana. He was going to make a play. We all knew it was happening. I was like, Matt, you're going to have to take a team. And he said, you know what? No, I don't want to. I refuse to. Because 4.5 is an ugly number. I'm going to take Ohio State and Indiana over 48.5 points because they're going to have to shut down both of these high-powered offenses with hella talent. And I don't think that either defense is good enough to stop there from being points put up on the board. And I was like, I don't hate that, man.
I like the logic.
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm not trying to stop. What is it, Cornelius Tate? No, I'm good. No, they're freaks of nature. Ohio State is a wide receiver U for a reason, and Indiana with Mendoza back there, you're getting the Mendoza complex, baby. It's a whole freak show. So sign us up, get the points on the board. Let's get it rolling. Jason, I think it is time for us to do Survivor.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. So, easy sauce. If you are here in Survivor at this point in the season, congratulations. Hats off to you. Your easiest matchups, I'm assuming you probably haven't used some of the teams. Your easiest matchups are Denver, or I would say the sneaky matchup would be Cleveland. To burn them this week against Tennessee would be a great spot. Pretty easy to back in general. The ultimate, I think, would be Tampa against New Orleans because, again, fade New Orleans at all costs. But I'm assuming most likely you've already used Tampa.
Right. I agree with the Browns pick right there. You haven't used them all year, and this is a good spot for them. It's kind of a scary game, but at the same time, I would lean on their defense to put pressure on Cam Ward and pull it off at the end, more so than a couple of those other picks.
Yeah, and with it being a bye week for 4 teams, San Fran, Carolina, New England, and New York, you're kind of looking at some limited options and limited upside. So just go ahead and lock in some of those teams in, especially a team that like Cleveland who doesn't have any future value. Like, this is the spot to play them, man.
Exactly.
So that is our synopsis on who to play in Survivor. Your torch has been lit. Now it's time for our favorite segment. Jason, are they barking this week? You know, Jason, this is your favorite segment. I will let you take it away.
They're going to bark again this week. They barked a lot last week. We were one off again. I feel like we are one off almost every single week, but we are due, Shane. We are so due for our picks this week. And I'm going to start it off with one of the hottest teams in football, with one of the better offenses in football. Give me the Cowboys money line. I'm going to roll with them again. I've rolled with them for, I think, a couple weeks in a row on just against the spread. Against the spread as dogs this year, they're 5-1. I like them to pull out this game. I like how they're playing indoors, so there's no weather that's going to be in effect here this week with the hurt Lions team going against Goff and them. I think they're going to do enough to pull it out and to be in the wild card contention.
I love that. Matt's pick was the Commanders money line, which, it's interesting because
Against 9?
Huh?
Against 9?
Against 9. Yeah, 9 turnovers.
Exactly.
And Jason, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to throw up a big number. It's going to be a crooked number here. If I'm the one that fails, I'm the one that fails. Give me the Bengals. You discussed the fact that this is an interesting spot for them to be. The Bengals are basically have to win out in order to have any hopes at a playoff. And that's why Joe Burrow came back. Puts the team on his back, put it on again. We're going to see it happen. That is a grand total of 1,675 odds, Jason. That's
I love
it. That's a banger.
Yeah. And I love the Bengals pick because just what you said, it's like they have to win out, they have to win. And we talked about this earlier that the Bills don't look the same. And if this is going to be a shootout, I would put my money on the Bengals.
Oh yeah, and when you're telling me that the point total is 51, I'm like, I'm going to take the team that I'm confident is going to be on the production side of a lot of those points, and the Bengals are that team. I will say, I would look at every single James Cook prop this week. That would be my hot take. Like, No, not Khalil Shakur. I'm James Cook, 1,000 yards this week, if it's possible.
Multiple TDs too.
Yeah, I'm going to be all over the James Cook props. You got anything else for us, Mr. Caretaker Man?
No, I think it's going to be an interesting slate of games this week. I'm actually looking forward to the Colts Jags game. I know it's kind of gross,
It's
but
a
at the
divisional
same,
game for you. It
yeah,
matters.
yeah, it's a 1.5 line. Daniel Jones did not look the same, especially when
Well,
it came out that he has a fractured tibia. Yeah, I know what you're
well,
gonna
he's
say. Yeah,
broken. So
exactly. But against the Jaguars that can get after the quarterback, I think that's going to be interesting. They just need to feed JT the entire game.
yeah, I think the Jags defense is in a situation where this could be a mismatch. So
Mhm.
I like the Colts pick that Matt gave out, and I'm sad because I also had it in mind. So it's fine,
Just
Matt.
sniped it from you.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fine. It's whatever. All right. I think that takes it for us this week. Hi, Kyle. Bye, Kyle. We love you. Anything else, Jay, or is that it?
No, gamble responsibly.
Indeed, gamble responsibly and win that money
Mhm.
responsibly. In the meantime, we love you to the moon and back.